did all alright. Had no need to fight tonight.
Logan, what does SpongeBob say?
4?
Okay. Let's save his tires a little bit, I guess. I'll buy you a new set. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. This is RP Productions. I'm sure you guys know him. Most of you guys probably came from him. And this is his Hellcat. So I've been waiting a long time for this. I didn't get to drive the Scat. I didn't get to drive the Camaro.
Sorry.
It's okay. It was worth it for this one. So boring stuff out of the way. 2016 Hellcat, 707 horsepower, 650 pounds of torque. I read the brochure correctly. This one's got the ACR package. It's one of one. And we're gonna have some fun. All right, guys, so starting off with the Hellcat, we'll start how I always start with the interior of this thing. And dude, I love the insides of these cars. It's that perfect combination of sporty, but just super, super comfy. You have all the cool race things. You have paddles and you have, you know, horsepower gauges and blah, 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 but then you're sitting in a recliner. It feels like you're sitting in a living room couch. I mean, it's that comfortable in here. And obviously this is a Hellcat. This is the nicest car you can get, you know, as far as Dodge goes in the Challenger line. But, man, everything's, I guess, everything's well put in the Hellcat, from the outside to the inside. You know, just the seating positions very well. I mean, you have probably the biggest steering wheel ever fitted to any sports car ever. Yeah. But it's okay because it matches the rest of the car. Plus you have red seats and red seat belts, which is always just significant of a race car.
Makes the car faster.
It does make a car faster. Stripes, red seat belts, there's really not much more someone could want in this world. Yep. And 700 horsepower.
That helps.
You know, food, shelter, 700 horsepower. Those are the three things in life that you need. My favorite thing about Dodge right now is their brand. Yeah. I love their whole marketing strategy. So if I can liken Dodge to a school classroom, right? You have Ford and Dodge who are in just this pissing match at the front of the room trying to impress the teacher. Dodge is in the back picking his nose. And it just is, and he's just off doing his own thing in his own world, and you know what? That's okay, and he's happy. You know, I love my Mustang, but I hate this whole just edge thing that Ford and Chevy are doing. And it just makes this car that much cooler.
So you're in like all the default settings and all that stuff right now. Wouldn't you say it's just like super easy to daily drive and just chill? Yeah, so in all the default settings, you wouldn't even guess that this car has 700 horsepower. You'd have no idea. It feels like a V6. It's, you know, the throttle's not touchy, the brakes aren't touchy, the suspension's not super harsh. You seriously think you're driving a rental car. Now, I know you make that joke every now and again. It feels like you're driving just a regular big car. Yeah, no idea. And you wouldn't have any idea what's under the hood of this thing until you have an idea what's under the hood of this thing. Why'd you buy it? What made you go for the Hellcat? I mean, you obviously have many cars that you like, and you've driven a lot of cars. Right. So for me, what really attracted me to this car was just the overall value for it. I was able to pick this thing up for a pretty good deal. So A, the money, B, the power, C, just the overall car in general. I mean, it's a big car, it's easy to daily drive, it's just a comfy, fast car. And I was like, well, shoot, you can't really argue with that. I didn't really need a track warrior. I kind of had that with the 1LE, and it was fun. How many times did you get to track it? Once. That's the hardest part about, you know, I mean, we can argue all the time about what's faster and what's better around a track and this, that, and the other, but man, just, you know, in a world where people have things to do, it's hard to get to a track all the time. Yeah. And so, I said, I love my Mustang, but I really like this more. Sorry, Mustang guys, I like this car a lot. They're just different. It's a different love. And it's hard to compare a Hellcat to like a GT Mustang. Right. Like, you know, if there was a GT 500 currently out and a Hellcat, then it's like, okay, makes things interesting, but yeah. You know. As far as daily driver cars though,
I'm always honest with you guys. I like the way this car drives, and I've never been a big automatic guy. You know, I've always been a save the manual type dude.
I ended up putting this car on the drag radials for the review.
You know, I wanted the stock tires only because I wanted to complain about them.
It's more fun. It's more fun.
You get more fun, but that's one thing. That's the only thing that, you know, and I said this with the Scat too, because I had the same issue. That just why would you have a car with 700 horsepower and put 275s on the back? That's what my car has.
Well, you put the drag radials on, and like they'll dead hook on the car when they're warmed up, and it like tears your face back, and you're like, wow, this is pretty quick.
Wow, this is faster.
But this is like sliding all over the road, the drama, and it's like, all right, this is fun. This is cool.
That's another thing I love about this car, is just the presence of this thing. Dude, when this car pulls into any car show, and I'm not talking about his specifically, just Hellcats in general, it's just cool because it's a car that everybody knows what it is. You know, every decade had a car. You know, I mean, every decade had a car that kind of changed the game. You know, the last decade it was the Corvette ZR1, the C6. This car was the Hellcat. Nobody had made a production car that was super available like this with over 700 horsepower before. So when this car came out in 2015, people's jaws dropped, and that's the coolest part about it. Is just that when this car pulls into a car show, everybody instantly knows what it is. It's a car that commands a little bit of respect, and that's really cool.
And it has a warranty.
And it has a warranty.
Yeah. 700
horsepower with a warranty. I don't know where I'm going, by the way. I'm just driving.
Hit it.
Hit it? Sounds good.
Here, go right here.
Okay. I was gonna be really cool and be like, let's go do Hellcat things, but I'm not. I'm just gonna make my voice go really high.
What's funny is that was a second gear pull, and you could have been in first. I thought it would downshift to first, but it didn't.
Oh, that's a fast car.
All right, brakes and then left here.
That's just the car's handling. Brakes are good. We have 15.5-inch Brembos up front.
They're pretty large.
Almost 14-inch Brembos in the back, so what you need, because this car weighs, what, 4,400 pounds?
About, yeah.
About 4,400 pounds, so you need to shut it down. How's it feel on that side?
It's different.
You're right, it really does hold a gear.
It's enough to wake you up.
Wow, this car's fast.
I mean, we're rolling 3 deep in here too.
Yeah, we're 3 deep, and I'm not small. Wow.
It's a car that's very sensitive to weight. Like when I give people rides, I can tell a huge difference in just, you know, the 150 to 200 pound difference. And then when they get out and I floor it, I'm like, wow, like it's actually noticeable.
Because you would think with the car being as big as and weighing as much that it does, that throwing a few people in it wouldn't make a big difference, but it really
does.
Soon. And then now, 50 miles an hour. Now it's a car again. That's crazy. Talk about a split personality car, man.
Yeah, it can kind of do it all, and that's what's cool about it.
Do anything.
Well, and there.
Yeah,
now it's more better.
Now it's more better.
More better.
That's going in. RP Productions can't do grammar.
More better. My car is more better than yours.
Doctor to doctor.
Okay.
I love your stripe treatment. Mostly because I was one of the people that tried to talk you into doing it.
Yep, you were.
But it just looks cool. And plus, I've never seen another Hellcat or Challenger with this, you know, ACR stripe thing on it.
It's cool from a driver's perspective, too. When you're on a back road, it does the same thing. It's basically why they put that on the Viper ACR. It was for, you know, when you're driving, you can match it. There's like a red line on the steering wheel to match it up.
So you always do it where center was?
Right, just a little bit easier on the corners and stuff. And
you're right, it does line up perfectly on there too.
Yeah.
Totally by accident.
On a back road, I'm like, oh, this is nice.
That's cool. And I've seen you do some back road driving on this thing, and you know, again, not a Mustang, not a Camaro, not trying to be. I think it does really, really well on a back road. Just as far as like a fun factor, it's just a smile car.
Yeah.
This is probably the best smile car you can get right now.
And if you were going extreme on the back road, you could, you know, slide it around corners and stuff, and you could have fun that way.
Everything I've seen, this car has no problem sliding.
No.
No, this car does sideways very well. Yeah, I could see where you know, because this transmission is really smart and it's really good. I could see where a 6-speed in this car is useless. I mean, you can use it, and I'm sure you can finesse it and make it work correctly. But you know, from I guess just from a dig almost, I can just first and second gear just not being, you know, very good. Just it's a lot more primitive technology, and it's, you know, a lot more reliant on the driver. When you get up in the 700 horsepower range, you start needing the car's help just a little bit.
Yeah. It'll auto upshift for you.
Okay. Want to feel it? Okay. That's really fast. That's really fast. It's not like, oh, hey, that's kind of quick. No, that's really fast.
Apparently it likes a 75 roll.
Oh, good noises. Good car.
Oh my god. Oh, look, a cop. Where?
See ya.
What's crazy is that the pull up top is very similar to the pull down low, because down low it struggles for traction, so it's quick, but yeah, and then up high it still just keeps pulling.
Dude, super freaking linear too.
And not that I would know or anything, but like even, you know, over 100, the pull is still just consistent, and it's
that was only 70.
Yeah,
what we did back there.
Barely 70.
Barely 70. It was
you
like
just hit it and let off. Yeah. And then you'll go left here and do a U-ey.
I need a Hellcat in my life.
You think Madison would go for that?
Sorry, Mads, we're getting a Hellcat. I don't care what you say. That's a lie. I love you. I do care what you say.
Oh, you could do a dig here.
Dig? All right, how do you do a dig? Set me up.
You just hope and pray.
Okay, hope and pray. I like that. Okay, let's save his tires a little bit, I guess. I'll buy you a new set. Holy hell. Oh, jeez. Okay.
I figured you would ease onto it a little bit.
I thought I was going to. I'm sorry. Don't put that in the video.
You got excited.
Don't put that in the video. You said floor and hope. That's what I did.
Just for
you didn't say, hey, ease onto it.
What is that?
That's a 5.3. I left 2 seconds on the road. It's back there still. You want to go get it?
Oh my god.
That's not bad. That's about what my Mustang does.
That's what I was kind of hoping would happen, is you would spin and realize just how much of a pain it is to launch this thing. You have to just kind of baby it.
I guess I didn't try and launch it. I just tried to punch it. That was the difference of what I just did. But I can see where, yeah, if especially with the stock tires on this thing, if you're just gonna floor it, there's no way. You have to feather this thing a lot.
We'll do another video in the future. We'll put this thing on drag radials, and we'll let you have fun with that.
Well, so I was reading that, especially with the stock tires, launching from second works out a little bit better.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
But it also, it takes some fun away.
So I mean, so you've taken this thing down a drag strip before. What did it do? I know you said in your video.
So, well, the first time I took it down a drag strip, I launched it in second gear, because that's what I heard. It wasn't a good idea. It ran like an 11.9.
Okay.
The second pass, which is, I've only done 2 passes on the car, it was an 11.6, and it was pulling, I think, 4 degrees of timing or something, because of how hot it was that day and how heat soaked it was. So,
that was on your radials, right?
That was on the radials, yeah, but with a terrible 60 foot, because the problem with the Hellcats, the one flaw that they have is their stock drive shaft is a 2-piece, like,
same thing with the Mustang. The drive shafts like to just snap.
Exactly. So that was kind of launching it really easily, but supposedly what people say is with this car, bone stock with the drive shaft, for just, you know, preventative maintenance and drag radials, it will run in the high 10s.
Then you're fine.
Yeah.
Does this car have a problem with heat soak?
Yes.
Does it? Okay.
Yes.
Well, I can imagine. We have a 2.4 liter blower on top of this 6.2 liter hemispherical V8.
Yeah, it's totally fine cruising.
A little bit.
You could track this thing for a while and it'd be fine, but the moment you sit still and it's just sitting there,
especially if you're at a drag strip just waiting in a line,
exactly
forward. You can't see anything in the back seat, so you're just like, help.
Yeah, you're just like, well, I hope I don't crash. Good luck.
It's just the craziest car I've ever driven.
It's just like a special kind of different. Like, you don't need a car A, this big for a 2-seater, C, this much power, and it's like everything it does is kind of slightly necessary. But
well, that's the best part about this car, is everything about it is unnecessary.
Yeah.
It's way too big, it's way too wide, it's got way too much power, the brakes are massive. I mean, just no part of this car makes sense. 2.4 liter blower, I mean, it's just a stupid car, but that's why it's so cool.
Yeah.
Alright guys, that just about does it for me. Mr. RP Productions in the flesh. Thank you for letting me drive your car, sir.
This is a lot of fun.
This thing is awesome. So, you guys have any questions for me or him, just actually go follow him, because you guys all follow him anyway. Ask him about it. I love this thing. I need a Hellcat at some point in my life, because it makes me smile a lot. I appreciate you guys watching as always, and I'll see you guys next time. See you in the next one.
Take it easy.
Bye.